Webb City teachers receive a little financial relief after a year of dealing with COVID-19 related changes. The man accused in the death of his mother in Vernon County, Missouri is found dead in Arkansas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Arkansas recovered the body of a man suspected of killing his mother in Vernon County, Missouri. This is KOAM News at 6. A citizen found the body of Aaron Goodwin in a wooded area outside of Hot Springs, Arkansas, nearly 5 months after Goodwin was named the sole suspect in the Missouri murder case. Back in October, law officers found the decapitated body of Goodwin's mother, 63-year-old Connie Goodwin, in her Vernon County, Missouri home. Later that same day, police recovered the victim's head from the back of a truck in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Through surveillance video, they discovered it had been put in the truck at the Hot Springs Hotel the night before. Investigators say they had information indicating Aaron Goodwin might have committed suicide in a wooded area, but until they discovered his body, authorities had considered him at large. Authorities in Lawrence County, Missouri identify a woman who was killed by oncoming traffic on I-44. Sheriff's office says the woman was killed on March 6th when she ran into traffic and was hit by a vehicle. They now say the woman had been missing from northern Missouri. Authorities are not yet releasing her name. Oklahoma County's top prosecutor is suing Governor Kevin Stitt and the state's Pardon and Parole Board, alleging the board is not following state law and notifying prosecutors about commutations it's considering. The lawsuit filed by District Attorney David Prater also alleges 2 board members appointed by Stitt have a conflict of interest because of their work with released inmates. A Stitt spokeswoman says the governor is proud of the board's work and called Prater's lawsuit a desperate cry for publicity. The lawsuit comes just days after the board voted to consider a commutation request by convicted killer Julius Jones. Prater opposed Jones' commutation request and urged the board to reject it. Billions in federal funding is approved for businesses impacted by the pandemic. The American Rescue Plan signed by President Biden provides $1.9 trillion in COVID relief. That includes more than $28 billion in grants for restaurants. Restaurants that want to apply will have to go directly through the Small Business Administration once a grant process is created.
It includes bars, it includes taverns, it includes food trucks, it includes restaurants of every shape and size beyond that. We think that we're hoping that this money is going to go out quickly, but we're still waiting there's a lot of things that the SBA needs to do.
We're going to hear more about the aid for restaurants and additions to the Paycheck Protection Program tonight at 9 and 10. Webb City Schools inform staff members they're going to receive an extra duty stipend. All full-time staff will receive $600. All part-time staff will receive $300. The stipend is in recognition for the extra work they've done over this past year because of the pandemic.
With many people, it was just acknowledging how difficult of a struggle it's been this year, and just the sentiment of being able to provide this, I think touched a lot of people's hearts, and we were glad to be able to do it.
School district says they were able to fund the projects with some unexpected extra revenue. Checking in now with Nick Kelly. We didn't need any more rain, but we've gotten some more.
And I'm afraid more is still on the way down as we continue through the weekend. That's why areas already under flood warnings, especially along the US 54 corridor, will hold on to those until we hit noon tomorrow at the latest. Everyone else still under flood or flash flood watches because of the rain that we've seen so far. Scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms rolling through now, and rain chances that will continue to pick up as we go throughout the evening and overnight hours to come, as our main storm system finally starts moving along off to our west. And underneath all the clouds and the rain, temperatures have been kind of chilly, upper 40s to lower 50s across much of the region. Once you hop south to Grand Lake, we are seeing some mid 50s on the board, but everyone's going to have kind of a chilly night, with most of us hovering around 50 degrees and ultimately back into the upper 40s for overnight lows. More rain on the way. That will break down how much more is on the way coming up in a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Nick. The great daylight saving time debate is back on. We spring forward on Sunday, but an Oklahoma lawmaker drafted legislation that would take the state out of daylight saving time. That means the state would be on with standard or winter time year round. And that is the subject of today's KOAM News Now Instant Poll question. We're asking, do you think daylight saving time should be permanent? Should we switch to permanent standard time, or should things stay the same? You can participate in the poll at koamnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on the results here in just a bit. Still ahead, Veteran Affairs makes a push to vaccinate all veterans in Southwest Missouri. And a local attorney's office works to give back to the mini Hackney Community Service Center for its efforts during the recent cold snap. The Kansas City Veterans Affairs Center will host first-dose COVID-19 vaccine clinics throughout the area until March 15th. Today, they held a clinic at Cotty College in Nevada. The event was for veterans of all ages. Vaccine rollout for the VA differs from state to state. It's from the state's vaccine rollout, rather. It's delivered to the VA central office that is then distributed to VAs throughout the county. Although the VA has a different rollout than the state of Missouri, they are using similar priority groups. Because they've already vaccinated all of their priority groups, any eligible veteran can call and make an appointment. A bill passed by the Missouri House would require city councils to approve extended business closures by local health departments. The legislation would still allow local health directors to close businesses, schools, and churches, but for no more than 15 days at a time. After that, they would need approval from the city council or other local governing boards to extend closures. The mini Hackney Community Service Center in Joplin closed last year at the beginning of the pandemic, but when needed the most, it reopened as a cold snap hit the 4 states. From February 13th through the 19th, volunteers served 150 meals, and the center was the only one open 24 hours a day for people to escape the dangerous temperatures. A local law firm, Access to Justice, took note of that effort and today hosted its inaugural Community First fundraiser for the center.
And just helping out in the community in general it's really important, man, because there isn't enough help anyway, and especially community centers like mini Hackneys and like the recent snowstorm that we just had. They were one of the only places that was open. They were the only place I think it was open for 24 hours as a warming center that had food, stuff like that.
Los Panchos food truck from Monette, Missouri served food at today's fundraiser. Nick Kelly is up next with his complete forecast, and later Kansas City Chiefs cornerback Antonio Hamilton returns to his hometown to help a little boy battling a heart condition.
Another day, another round of rain and thunderstorms that will continue to pick up as we continue throughout the course of the evening. For some, it was nice to see a little bit of a break in the action before we saw the rain fill back in late this morning, early this afternoon. Now, even just to our south, we're starting to see more moisture come together. More rain, more thunderstorms wanting to roll in from the south and the west as we continue throughout the course of the evening. So far today, radar estimates suggest that the heaviest of the rain, between 1 to maybe 3 inches along and north of US 400 and maybe clipping areas around the Joplin metro, but area-wide average is just about half an inch. But ever since our rain chances started about Tuesday or Wednesday, we've seen the radar estimates suggest 1 to maybe 4, if not 5 inches of rain. And with more on the way, it's no wonder we have most of us, in fact the entire area, at least under either a flood or a flash flood watch. But already for areas along US 54 from the Beta and Stockton Lake all the way back through Yates Center, these are flood warnings taking us toward noon tomorrow at the latest, all because of more rain on the way. We're still seeing some impressive rounds of rain right now, skirting parts of the area. We can zoom into a random spot or two to find a good deal of rain on top of Stockton Lake, a good area of rain between Pittsburgh toward Liberal and Lamar, and including a good shower sitting on top of us right now. Maybe a lightning strike on top of the tower here, but it is wet from our station's rooftop, and it's cool as we look back near Joplin. 48 degrees with the east breeze of 13, at gusts of 22, helping to make it feel like 43. If you're underneath all the clouds and the rain, you're mainly in the upper 40s, some lower 50s, and even some mid 50s the farther south you go. In general, though, I don't see temperatures budging very much tonight. We'll stay in the upper 40s to lower 50s for much of the evening. and most of us will just settle into the upper 40s as we go through the rest of the night. With more rain chances on the way as we look at severe weather across parts of the Texas Panhandle and a snowstorm, a big one, ready to unfold, all because of a front just to our south and this potent upper low all coming together to give areas around Denver between 1 and 4 feet of snow. No winter weather here, but these systems will continue to bring in rain chances tonight into tomorrow morning. Maybe a break, thankfully, with some peaks of the sun tomorrow afternoon. But as we go into Sunday morning, that cold front out west wants to push in. We'll watch for periods of thunderstorms on Sunday that could bring in another 1 to 4 inches of rain that we don't need. But unfortunately, it's rain on the way. Certainly with our rain chances ramping up for the rest of tonight into tomorrow morning. Other than that, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies during the morning. Again, hopefully a chance to dry out a little bit during the day tomorrow, and hopefully that will allow temperatures to bump up some. Let's say 49 in the morning, 59 by noon, and the southeast breeze of 5 to 15 will try its best to get us to 63 by the time we head towards Saturday afternoon. Maybe a quiet start to Saturday evening, then that cold front out west wants more rain and thunderstorm chances to get our Sunday started with highs near 62. That system clears out Monday morning after a few random showers with highs near 63. We're dry for Tuesday, down with highs near 68, and sticking with Doug's pattern, more rain on the way come St. Patrick's Day.
It's going to be soggy by then for sure.
It certainly will.
Thanks, Nick. Hey, don't forget you can be the first to know about today's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app, especially important as we head into spring. Get the severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. Apple App Store, Google Play Store, KOAM Skywatch weather app. Still ahead, COVID-19 will prevent the Kansas Jayhawks from making a run at a Big 12 tournament title. Kansas basketball will not move forward in the Big 12 tournament after a win over Oklahoma last night. Someone in the Jayhawks program tested positive for COVID-19 this morning. A news release from KU indicates that the Jayhawks will remain in Kansas City to prepare for next week's NCAA tournament and will test regularly and practice however possible in the days leading up to that trip to Indianapolis. Kansas was the 2 seed of the tournament and was set to face off against the 3-seeded Texas Longhorns tonight in the tournament semifinals. Arrowhead Stadium won't be hosting the Chiefs for a few months. Instead, it's going to play a role in fighting back COVID-19 in Missouri. Arrowhead will be the site of what the state's calling a mega vaccination clinic.
This will be a 2-day event starting next Friday, March the 19th. 2 National Guard teams will be on the grounds Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to vaccinate an expected total of 6,000 to 7,000 eligible Missourians.
The National Guard teams will administer the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Names of eligible Missourians in activated phases will be chosen from a list of those who have previously registered for the vaccine with the Jackson County Health Department and through the state's vaccine navigator. The Kansas City Chiefs are champions on and off the field as far as we're concerned. Well, Patrick Mahomes has his 15 in the Mahomes Foundation. Travis Kelce, he has 87 in running. And this week, cornerback Antonio Hamilton gave back to a very special boy in his hometown of Johnstown, South Carolina.
Hey you guys, it's Amir again, and I hope you enjoy San Antonio Bryant, Antonio Hamilton.
Yeah. He is infectious and contagious to everyone that he meets. He is always smiling.
I decided to come by and talk to the class here at Johnston Elementary, and just to give them some words of encouragement and let them know about my story and my experience through life and coming up and growing up in Johnston, South Carolina. But most importantly, through all of that, it was to come here for Lemire and let them know that we were taking care of the rest of his money that he had to pay for him to have the procedure, and through the Alight Foundation and the donation of many others.
He has donated $30,000 to Hearts for Lemire, and it will go into his CODA account. And we are so grateful for that.
Thanks for buying Lemire Hearts, and make sure you call me.
There you have it.
Yes, indeed. Hey, talk about planning for the future. Patrick Mahomes' daughter isn't even a month old, but she already has a promising future as a soccer player. That is, assuming she eventually decides to pick up the sport. Texas Tech, Mahomes' alma mater, announced via Twitter that Sterling Sky Mahomes will receive a scholarship offer to the college in 2039. Mahomes played football at Texas Tech prior to being drafted by the NFL. Sterling's mother, Brittany, played collegiate soccer, so athletics are certainly in the DNA. Final check on the weather is next. Take time now to honor a local veteran, Staff Sergeant Thomas Eels. The Lamar, Missouri native served in the U.S. Air Force, and we are proud to salute Staff Sergeant Thomas Eels. He's tonight's four-state hero. You know, we have thousands of these heroes in our database from all across this area, and we're always looking for more. If you know of a veteran or a currently serving service member who you would like for us to honor, let us know. Drop us a line at KOAMnewsnow.com. Click on the link. Live music is coming back to New Orleans. The city's mayor announced today live music is returning to the city's famous bars. The Big Easy began allowing live concerts outside last month, but that did little to help bars and clubs without outdoor spaces. Indoor capacity is also increasing. Bars without food permits in the city can serve at 50% capacity indoors, up from the previous limit of 25%. The mayor, LaToya Cantrell, says she's been able to make the change because residents have been doing their part to help COVID rates drop in the city. Indoor live music venues in New Orleans were shut down last year. Now, daylight savings time starts this weekend, and for today's KOAM News Now Instapoll, we want to know what you think. At this point, 27% of respondents say they want permanent standard time, like we're on right now. 71% say they want to have permanent daylight saving time, like we're going to begin on Sunday. And hardly any, only 2% at this point, say they like things the way they are. Now, we just opened this poll about 15 minutes ago, so we're going to keep it open for you quite a bit longer. We're going to have the final results tonight at 10, so you do still have a chance to participate. Jordan Nobby joins us now with a look at what's coming up on our sister station, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, a new report being presented to Congress details the consequences of schools closing while warning what could happen to students if they stay home much longer. Plus, going to hear about a different new study revealing just how many people have lost someone to the COVID-19 virus. And there's a new toy trend that teaches kids how to manage their feelings. That, of course, much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Thanks, Jordan. Checking back with Nick now for a final look at the weather.
Keeping an eye on rain chances through the night, Dow, and through much of the weekend. Even with highs near 63 tomorrow, the rain we'll see tomorrow through the weekend could bring another 1 to 4 inches of rain our way before we finally start to see the system move on out by late Monday morning. We'll enjoy a quiet Tuesday with highs near 68, then sticking with Doug's pattern. We'll be back to thunderstorm action by St. Patrick's Day.
Thanks, Nick. Stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports. Download the KOAM News app. Like that weather app, it's free. Your favorite app store, KOAM News app. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.